record on. Yeah, we're recording as well, because I didn't record. I need to record this as well as put it live on Facebook. So what do you think? Because I can't believe it. I went and bought an iceberg lettuce the other day, 49 kronas, which is like £4. An iceberg lettuce was £4. And what are some of the things that you've actually said? Because I'm in your Zero to Millionaire club as well.
Yeah.
And you teach us every once a month. We spend, I think it's 2 hours, isn't it? It's 2 hours once a month. And at the moment, you've got your well, not at the moment. You've got your that circular thing, isn't it, of different kinds of income streams. It really is interesting, because I've done my affiliations with Amazon the other day, so I have done my own homework. I actually enjoyed doing it. What I did, right, is that I wrote a story of Claire's top tips of what to wear during winter time.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I went through like your thermal underwear, and then your mid layer, your top layer, your hat, your socks, your gloves, and then I linked them to everything on Amazon affiliation, so that people could go and connect with those products. And then I watched, and it's been really, really good. So that's been something that you've actually taught us during the Zero to Millionaire, is to look at affiliations and to look at those type of things as well, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're online cash businesses. They can be cash rich businesses. Yeah. They're evergreen as well, because once you produce something, it's there, and you put it on the internet, and it's actually there. And you're talking about the layering and I mean, you've got to have that in the cold weather. I know that. I've been up in like minus 30 degrees because I got a place up in the French Alps, and it gets pretty cold up there in the winter.
Right now, just let everybody know you live in Spain. I mean, so we're opposite sides. Where you're really warm now, and like you've got your little shirt, look, and I've got my jumper and my collar.
Yeah.
So I'm in Sweden and you're in Spain. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I lost track of what we're talking about.
I know.
Affiliations. So what I was going to say is, I wrote an article about how to set up the affiliate links.
Yeah.
Right. And I just, as an example, I said to and I don't know why I used it, but I used plumbing. Right? I sell books on plumbing, and I know absolutely nothing about plumbing, but it was just an example that I put into this article. And as a result, I'm selling Amazon books around plumbing. So, yeah. And I don't know anything about it. So it is very powerful. And once you've got it there online, it's there. It just continues to stay there.
But people will buy from other people, won't they? Or people that they know. So then people will know that I'm living in Sweden, and they know that I know a little bit about what to wear. And maybe with plumbing, you wrote something about, this helped me. Like I would have no clue about plumbing.
No, I didn't. I just used an example and said, suppose you're a plumber, just as an example. And I said, you could have a book around plumbing, and I created the link as a demonstration of this.
Yeah.
And I do have an affiliate account with Amazon. So I just put plumbing in. I have no idea what the book is. I just put the first book that came out with plumbing. I put it in the article, and there I am. I earned some commissions off a plumbing book. And it was simply an example that I put in an article about how you could use affiliate links. And it was a process taking people through how to use the affiliate links and how they would actually work. And I created some click-on ones for them to click through and see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm selling plumbing books.
Fabulous. Yeah.
money down. If money's coming in, you accept it. So yeah.
And that's the other thing. So it's like with the dog sledding, okay, and with the dog sledding, that's only 3 or 4 months of the year. With the affiliations, you've got that throughout the year, and there's other things as well, like the investments. But before we go on to the investments, I want to talk about how many books you've written as well. You've written 1 or 2
A lot,
yeah.
a lot. I've written 25 books in total.
Yeah. You've written then, because when I first met you, you'd written 21 books. So in the time that I've met you, you've written 4 more books.
And I got 3 more in the background going at the moment that will be coming out. They'll be coming out next year. One I am hoping to have released this year.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of work on at the moment, so
they're not coming though. So what are they all about?
Well, believe it or not, I have a course called Zero to Millionaire, and I have never written a Zero to Millionaire book. And so this book that I'm working on, hoping to bring out shortly, it is basically around the Zero to Millionaire.
No, I'm in that club, so I know what it's about, but explain what that's about.
Zero to Millionaire is simply a process of, I've studied wealthy people. Mm-hmm. As you know, Claire, I had a very severe car crash. I was one of those people. I had one income, and through no fault of my own, that income was taken off me through a car crash. And so I had to find ways of making money. And that is really how I came to the multiple income streams, because I worked out that if I wanted 10,000 a month, I didn't need to create 10,000 from one item. I could do 20 items at 1,000, which was easier. And I still, sorry, that's bad maths. I should say 20 items at 500, and I could still get my 10,000 a month coming in. Yeah. So I worked on these multiple income streams. Yeah. One of the things I found was that people make a mistake in that they don't understand the 8 different types of income streams that are out there. And somebody might say, I've got this, 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 and this, and they all turn out they're only one type of income stream. Yeah. Whereas when you learn what the 8 different types of income streams are, there's always something going up in demand while something's going down. And that happens in the economy, it happens in business, it happens in life. You find something that you're really interested in, so you go hell for leather into that, and so it's the thing that you put all your focus on to, while other stuff gets put to the background. And that happens everywhere in life. So when you have the 8 different types of income streams, you've always got good income streams coming in. And if one gets switched off, you've got the others.
And these are things that we have to find out, because I never, ever knew about these. When you're in school, you go through school, don't you? And you are taught, you go to your careers officer, what type of job do you want to do? Or I want to be a policeman. Nothing wrong with policeman, nothing wrong with policeman. But you're not taught about all these other different income streams that you're talking about. And for me, I think having you on board, because I'm in the Zero to Millionaire, and I'm in one of the investment clubs as well. And most probably we're gonna create a portfolio together.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Start Zero to Millionaire, understand it, learn how to build the businesses that generate the income, and then we have joint ventures that you can invest in those joint ventures. We don't invest the money for you. We bring you in. You're a partner, and an equal partner in those joint ventures, and that really accelerates you through to becoming the millionaire.
And for me, that the reason why that interests me is because you're not on your own. You've still got that support and some coaching along the way, and you've got a group of people then who are in the same boat as you moving forward. So okay, mistakes happen, they'll always happen as humans, but
Yeah.
it feels a little bit more secure for me to actually have you on board, because you are the expert. No, but you've been through, you're going through
Yeah.
it all, aren't you? You're way ahead of me anyway. And that's what's really good. And I think sometimes when you look at some sort of investments, you spend a lot of time researching everything, you still don't quite understand it. So it's really good to be involved in these type of clubs as well, with people that you've built a relationship. And that's what we have actually done, is build that relationship.
And it's the relationship that's the important thing, because I try to keep the groups quite small.
Yeah.
So they're friendly groups. We chat in them. We're not doing webinars or anything. We're actually on Zoom calls like this. We're chatting in the groups. And the whole idea is trying to build relationships in there so that you're happy with the people that are there, to want to go on and do more with them.
Yeah.
And it's just bringing people through a whole process. That's all I'm trying to do, is just teach, so you understand where I'm coming from and what I actually do myself. Yeah. But build those relationships so that we're able to bring people through. And I think the small numbers work quite well to do that. And the other thing is, I don't believe that if you want to start an investment, I don't think you need 10,000 to start it. No. Most things you can start from absolute zero, which is why it's called Zero to Millionaire.
And that's what we've done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've actually done. But explain, there's me being demanding then, isn't there? Tell me, what are the eight different types of income streams?
Okay, so the first one is earned income.
Yeah.
Right, so that's, you have a job.
Yeah.
Right? Or you own a company that you're an employee of your own company.
Yeah.
Right, so you get paid.
That's the main one, isn't it? That's what everybody does.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, rule of thumb.
Well, you can do that. The other type of income is profit income.
Profit.
Now, there's a lot of people who don't want a limited company for whatever reason. They're a sole trader. They trade in their own name. And basically, the income that they generate is called profit income. Mm-hmm. Now, profit income can also be, it's really fascinating at the moment. I spend quite a bit of time on YouTube, because there are so many young people coming through. They're like 16, 17, and they have mastered profit income, what I call side hustles. Yeah. And so they've got all these little side hustles where they're generating income. By the time they get to 20, they're already millionaires, so, and at 25, they're multi-millionaires. And it's really interesting because they're the generation that have grown up with this.
Yeah.
They've grown up with YouTube, they've grown up with Facebook, they've grown up with social media. They know how to use it.
Yeah.
And it's the young generation who are starting to come through. And as I said, they are millionaires now, and they're really the future billionaires. And so they're the ones that, because they've grown up with the industry, they're the ones that you watch and like I said, I study wealthy people. I like to see what they've done and how they do it. And yeah, the younger generation at the moment, they are really quite phenomenal at what they're doing.
It's interesting, because I think if you look back, like say 6-7 years ago, we as sort of adults were mocking them. we need to eat some humble pie there, don't we?
So anyway, profit income is so side hustles or sole trader. That's your profit income. And there's no reason why you can't have a company and still have profit income, because you're running side hustles that operate outside the company, because it's not what the company's model is. You can still run out, the side hustles outside a company. So you can have both of those.
Yeah.
The third one is what is dividend income. Now, dividend income is what we earn off shares. It's also what we generate from our limited company.
Yeah.
So when we've got a limited company that's performing well, we can pay ourselves dividends off that.
Yeah.
Then we have passive income. People absolutely love passive income or love the idea of passive income, yet very few people realize what passive income is. And passive income is where you create something up front and then it generates income for you over and over. And we were talking about affiliate marketing there as it is a passive income. Like myself, I'm a coach. I create courses. I do the work up front. The courses sell online. That is passive income for me. And you've got network marketing, multi-level marketing. People build their teams. They grow those teams. They put the big work in at the beginning. They have the passive income coming in afterwards. And franchising is another type of passive income, because you've got your franchise, you build it, and then the income comes in later. So, you know, when we talk about passive income, there are different misconceptions, if you like, about what passive income is. So you do have to put work in to generate it at the beginning.
Yeah, you have to put all the hard work in at the beginning, so that then you've set the scene then, so that you can earn money as it goes along. Yeah. And you don't really have to do much to it afterwards, but it's a lot of work at the beginning. But everything is a lot of work. I think anybody who thinks that you can make money like that and it's easy, it's not. There's a lot of work going behind the scenes that you have to do first.
So our fifth income stream is interest income. Right, so interest comes from used to say bank account interest, but it's been so low for so many years you can't include that at the moment. But we have things like treasury bonds, gilts, peer-to-peer lending. They're all forms of interest that we can earn under that category of income. Then we have rental income. So most people automatically think of property, but there is so much that you can rent. You know, we've got one guy in, you're not in that group. I got a guy in one of my groups, Zero to Millionaire groups. He's a videographer, and he actually, there's a platform where he can rent out videography equipment. And so he gets rental income off it. And it doesn't need to be property. That's what most people associate with, but it can be anything that you put out that's an asset to you that you can rent to someone else. And I've got a client.
It's probably paid for already, and it's like with us with the dog sled, and it's tiny money. But if somebody comes to our dog sledding tours and they don't have the right shoes on, for £5 we rent them out a pair of boots. You know, I know it's a £5, but they all add up. You know,
they do,
After the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves.
Yeah. So it can, like I said, it can be anything for rental income. Then number 7 is capital gains. So capital gains is where you're buying low, you sell high, right? So some of the things in there, property comes into that. So if you're not going to do property as rental, you're going to buy it low, you're going to refurb it, and then you're going to flip it. Okay, that would be capital gains income.
Flip it, for anybody out there who doesn't understand, is that you sell it on.
You sell it on, yeah. So the word flipping.
Years ago, when I heard that word, I was like, what does flip mean? I had to.
It's jargon, and I should get slapped in the hand for that. I shouldn't be using jargon. No. But some of the other things are when we look at commodities such as gold, silver, you can buy those low, you can sell them when they go up. Art, is another thing. You can buy it, and when it goes up in value, sell.
Yeah.
Cars, classic cars. I mean, if you got a second-hand car at the moment, you would have bought it low, and they're astronomical at the moment. So you'd really be making some good money off second-hand.
Like there's a dog show back in the UK. I went to a dog show with my son, and they had some classic cars there, and some of them are 30,000-40,000 pounds.
Yeah. Classic car market's grown.
Okay.
Basically, what's happened and why the classic market is, or not classic, second-hand, I should say, the second-hand market, is that it's the chips that are used in the cars. The chips, yeah, the microchips that are used in cars, right? There's so much demand for them that the factories that can actually produce them can't keep up with demand. So they're in short supply. So if you look at brand new car manufacturers, truck manufacturers, they have so much sat on their lot that's ready to go. They haven't got the microchips to release them out. So the electronics don't work in them. So they've manufactured, but they can't get them released out to the market. And that has created a huge demand in the second-hand car market, which is why everything's escalated so much.
How interesting. I never see, I have no idea about I just know colours. And I remember going and seeing these classic cars, like, whoa. And I remember thinking, right, we had 2 dogs with us, my son, his girlfriend, and myself. And I said, right, let's just walk through this very quickly because this is a lot of money. And there was like 10 cars there.
You sound like me with my computers. I have my red computer, my purple computer, and when the technician, when the guy that looks after the computers for me says, I say to him, oh, I've got a little problem. He says, which one is it? And I go, oh, the red one. He says, yeah, but which one's the red one? I said, I don't know. I got a red one and a purple. So he has on his records now the red one and the purple one.
That's girls, you know, we go by colours, don't we? The red one and the purple one.
Yeah. And then on the multiple income streams, the final one is royalty income. So royalty income is that's what I generate from books. It's anything that you copyright and you earn a commission off the copywriting. Right, so you got books, music, video, film, graphics, photography, anything like that is a royalty income. And what I found was when I studied the wealthiest people in the world, they have all 8.
All 8. And they say, don't they, the most wealthiest people in the world have got, I thought it was 7, but you're saying 8. So 8 income streams, and they've covered them all as well, you know, and they are, and the money's coming in, you know, from
and they're very quiet about what they do, but when you start going in and finding out more about what they've got in the background, and you start looking at all the businesses that they have, they've got all 8.
You're like, you know, you see these wealthy people, you know, and some of them are just sort of like on holiday after holiday, and it's like, they can't, how on earth do they make their money? You know, they're on all these holidays. Well, this is why, because they've put all the hard work in at the beginning, and now they're reaping all these rewards as well. And I wish, you know, that I'd known about this sort of 30 years ago.
Yeah, I was saying exactly the same. I was
it now, but one thing I've started doing for my son is that, you know, instead of buying him any presents anymore, what I do is, like you were talking about gold and silver, I buy him some coins, I buy him some gold and silver. And I think for your children, that's a really good present to give them, because it's an investment for their future. And that's something that, like, he can keep now, and hopefully he'll build on it. And when you have these presents from people. You have a beautiful leaflet, and it'll explain everything to you as well. So you're giving them knowledge and you're giving them an investment. So hopefully, you know, that he'll start doing it. It's like a way, you know. You need to do this because I didn't do it. And I want to help you, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we did with our daughter. You know, she's adopted, and she came to us when she was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And at every birthday, every Christmas, she got a birthday present, she got a Christmas present, but part of it was there was always gold or silver coin in there. You know, we always made sure she had one.
It's the investment at the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you know, when we start working, when we start, you know, we put all this time and effort into building our house up, you know, painting, decorating, new curtains, sofa, da, da, da. That is not going to help us for the future. What's going to help us is putting some of this money aside and looking at the just a little bit in these 8 incomes. So
that's why I call it building the foundation, because it's exactly like a house. Yeah. Because if you haven't got the foundation for the house isn't going to stand. Exactly. And it's exactly the same with the investing. If you've got that foundation in there, you can build on that foundation, and you can build on it at any time. It doesn't need to be straight away. You know, when I teach, you'll know in the groups, first month, how much money did you make? And people come back, and it's surprising how much they've been able to make in the first month.
Wasn't there somebody in one of our groups, they'd actually sold some bottle of alcohol, and it was a lot of money.
Yeah. I think they got 800 or something for it, wasn't it?
Sitting there in their cupboard, and they were so shocked that this was sitting there in their cupboard. You don't know what's in your cupboard, do you?
Yeah.
They say, and my husband always says this, he says, one man's
junk is another man's treasure. Yeah.
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 You just never know. And even if you've made £10 in that first month, it's better than wasting £10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because is it Brian Tracy all says, you know, if you can't put 10% of your income away, then put at least 1%. 1% is better than 10% as well. Yeah. You know, and it's funny because I started putting in another account. I started putting like 1% away. I think we got like £20 in there or something like that, you know. And I said to Richard, "Oh, we've saved £20," and he's like, "Whoa, wow!" I said, "Yeah, but I want to see how that works." You know, it's into whether that's when you bring in that income. Every time you put an income, just put a tiny bit away, and then you can invest it.
Yeah. Yeah, I started off. The business was called the £2.73 Club.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And I used to say to people, give up drinking a cup of coffee a day and put £2.73 in a jar. Because that's what it cost. It was around about £2.70 for a cup of coffee.
Back in the day, now it's like £5.70.
At the end of the year, you've actually got 1,000. And you've got investments that you can start from £10, £20, and you create, you know, a lot of people talk about the compounding effect, and people don't understand the compounding effect. They say they do, but they don't really understand how it works. Mm-hmm. So if you think of a snowball, you're in Sweden, think of a snowball, and it starts off as a little ball, and you can just roll that in the snow, and it gets bigger. And then you roll it and it gets bigger. So that's how investing works. When you've got that foundation there and you start those very small amounts, they seem, you know, you say, "Oh, I'm never going to get rich with that." But you can start with £2.73, or you can start with 50p, or you can start with anything, as long as you start something and you do it consistently. And you don't need to put it in a jar. If you've got enough money there and you can actually put that into something that you can invest in, you will see that grow and grow and grow.
Yeah. Well, if you look at it in the negative side, look at the debts that grow and grow and grow. If you can grow your debts, you can grow your income, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that you try to cut down on debt, and there is debt you can get rid of.
Yeah.
Right? But you've got no control over, if you've got a mortgage, you've got no control over the mortgage rates. You've got no control over the cost of electricity. You've got no control over your gas prices, no control over your council tax. Okay. There is debt there that you cannot control.
Yeah.
But what you can control is creating those extra income streams that make those debts easier to manage.
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad I met you, Karen. I love it. Okay, we're going to finish up there, but what I'm going to do, because I know you've got quite a few links as well. So when we finish this live, I've got another meeting. So then afterwards, then I'm going to put all your links in that you've sent me as well. So if anybody wants to reach out with you, and I know Karen is quite happy to have meetings with anybody and explain anything, no obligations with anything with you, Karen. I know that. Karen just likes to have a chat. We just had an hour chat before we done this live. But it is, even if it's something you're not planning on doing now, it's worth to go out there and have a chat and to figure things out, because the way everything's going right now, the price of fuel, the price of groceries, even the basic cost of living is going up. So if we can cover all those avenues as well with some investment, when these times happen, then we've got less worry. And how many people want a less of a worry in their lives? I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And go back to those income streams. Even if you had 5 of them, you take one away, you still got others there.
Yeah. So if one is failing, then you've got another 4. Right now, you've just got if you've got a job. Like, how many people, have a job and then, like, even through COVID, they couldn't work. Their money was cut down because maybe they were working and they were earning commission, but then they went on to basic pay. So then they only had one stream of income.
Yeah.
So if you've got all those other streams of income, there's something that you don't have to worry about. Then there's one less thing to worry about, which is what we need. What we need.
Less stress. Enjoy life. Go skiing in Sweden, or dog sledding in Sweden, or the beach at my end in Spain.
And that's what you've done as well, isn't it, Karen? Because before we finish, you actually were able to retire in your 30s, weren't you? You're still in your 30s. I know that. I know you're still in your 30s now.
Actually, no, I was 43, 1 month before my 44th birthday.
Right. Okay.
And I set my plan in motion when I was 40, and I retired 1 month before my 44th birthday.
But then somebody in the street said, "Excuse me, you're Karen Newton, you've written those books and we want you to help us." And then the world opened up for you again.
And I'm back working, But I live on a beach and I take time out and enjoy the beach, so I can't complain.
The thing is what it is right now is you've got choices, haven't you?
Yeah.
And that is the main thing, is having those choices of what you want to do with your life. And whatever that is, whatever success is for everybody, it's great to have those choices.
Yeah. And that's all. Money is a tool that allows you to make those choices.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for giving up your time this morning, Angela, Karen.
I've got a new name today. Thanks, Claire.
I got 63 dogs and I still get confused with their names. We've got 5 new puppies and Richard's named them all like bass, flute. Was it bass, flute? Oh, I can't remember anyway. And I'm like, who's this again? Who's this? I've written them all down. Who's this again? Oh, and it's just like, names and dogs is just like. So Forgive me when I change your name.
Yeah, I'll let you off with that.
Lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much, Karen. And I'll put all the links to reach out to Karen if anybody wants to. But you can see in the background she's got Karen Newton International, so you could just Google that and you'll find Karen on most social media. But you've got a website as well, and an amazing app as well. Download Karen's app.
Thank you, Claire. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, we can natter. We're ladies. We know how to natter.
We know that.